Welcome to Lost in Revision. All of our content is public domain, literature, fairy tales, and folklore. We look at stories through an irreverent and lighthearted lens in our discussion episodes, and our daily stories are a fun way to listen to the original versions in a short format that can fit into most people's schedules. If you prefer to listen to full chapters, you can subscribe to our Patreon page. We just added a $1 option that provides early access and more. You can check the show notes for our Linktree page, where there are links to all of our public pages, ways to contact us, and all of our content. Our goal is to at least break even to cover our expenses, so any support that you can offer to help us reach that goal helps keep this podcast going and you entertained. All of our music is by Nathan Hubble and is used with his permission. Thanks, and enjoy the show.
Robin Hood Turns Butcher. Part 2. Nay, quoth Robin, laughing loudly, many do like me and wish me well, but few call me honest. Now get thee gone back to thy lass, and give her a sweet kiss from me. So saying, he donned the butcher's apron, and climbing into the cart, he took the reins in his hand and drove off through the forest to Nottingham town. When he came to Nottingham town, he entered that part of the market where butchers stood, and took up his stand for selling in the best place he could find. Next he opened his stall and spread his meat upon the bench. Then taking his cleaver and steel and clattering them together, he trolled aloud in merry tones. Now come ye lasses, and eke ye dames, and buy your meat from me. For 3 pennyworths of meat I sell, for the charge of 1 penny. Lamb have I that hath fed upon naught, but the dainty dames pied, and the violet sweet and the daffodil that grow fair streams beside. And beef have I from the heathery words, and mutton from dales all green, and veal as white as a maiden's brow, with its mother's milk, I ween. Then come ye lasses, and eke ye dames, come buy your meat from me. For 3 pennies worth of meat I sell, for the charge of 1 penny. Thus he sang blithely, while all who stood near listened amazedly. Then, when he had finished, he clattered the steel and cleaver still more loudly, shouting lustily, Now who'll buy? Who'll buy? 4 fixed prices have I. 3 pennyworths of meat I sell to a fat friar or priest for 6 pence, for I want not their custom. Stout aldermen, I charge 3 pence, for it doth not matter to me whether they buy or not. To buxom dames I sell 3 pennyworths of meat for 1 penny, for I like their custom well. But to the bonny lass that hath a liking for a good tight butcher I charge not but 1 fair kiss, for I like her custom the best of all. Then all began to stare and wonder and crowd around, laughing, for never was such selling heard of in all Nottingham town. But when they came to buy, they found it as he had said, for he gave good wife or dame as much meat for 1 penny as they could buy elsewhere for 3. And when a widow or a poor woman came to him, he gave her flesh for nothing. But when a merry lass came and gave him a kiss, he charged not 1 penny for his meat. And many such came to his stall, for his eyes were as blue as the skies of June, and he laughed merrily, giving to each full measure. Thus he sold his meat so fast that no butcher that stood near him could sell anything. Then they began to talk among themselves, and some said, This must be some thief who has stolen cart, horse, and meat. But others said, Nay, when did ye ever see a thief who parted with his goods so freely and merrily? This must be some prodigal who hath sold his father's land, and would fain live merrily while the money lasts. And these latter being the greater number, the others came round, one by one, to their way of thinking. Then some of the butchers came to him to make his acquaintance. Come, brother, quoth one who was the head of them all, we be all of one trade, so wilt thou go dine with us? For this day the sheriff hath asked all the butcher guild to feast with him in the guild hall. There will be stout fare and much to drink that thou likest, or much mistake thee. Now beshrew his heart, quoth jolly Robin, that would deny a butcher. Now beshrew his heart, quoth jolly Robin, that would deny a butcher. And moreover, I will go dine with you all, my sweet lads, and that as fast as I can hie. Whereupon, having sold all his meat, he closed his stall and went with them to the great hall. There the sheriff had already come in state, and with him many butchers. When Robin and those that were with him came in, all laughing at some merry jest he had been telling them, those that were near the sheriff whispered to him, Yon is a right mad blade, for he hath sold more meat for 1 penny this day than we could sell for 3. And whatsoever merry lass gave him a kiss, he gave meat for naught.
I hope you're enjoying the stories. We sure are enjoying creating this for you. If you go and sign up on Patreon, you can listen without having to hear me talking in the intro and outro. For only $3 a month, you get the full chapters as soon as I have them edited, and you have your own personal RSS feed with no interruptions. We just added a $1 option that provides early access and more. We also have an account with buymeacoffee.com if you want to support us that way. So check out our link tree in the show notes for all of the best ways to get in touch and support the show.
There's a lot more waiting for us all at the end of the road.